Imagine that you just came into a fortune overnight. It could have been a lottery win, a large inheritance, or the result of selling a successful business. It feels like a dream come true, doesn't it? Suddenly, all those desires for financial freedom, for never having to worry about money again, seem completely within reach. The first instinct, naturally, is to start spending, buy a bigger house, get a new car, or maybe take that dream trip to an exotic destination. But before diving headfirst into spending, there's something crucial you need to understand. If you don't manage this new wealth wisely, it could disappear faster than you can imagine. In fact, studies show that nearly 70% of lottery winners go broke within a few years. That number is shocking, but here's the point. It's not just lottery winners who fall into this trap. Athletes, celebrities, and even ordinary people who suddenly find themselves with a windfall of money make the same mistakes. And those mistakes can be devastating. People go from millionaire to bankrupt because they didn't have a plan, didn't know how to handle their newfound fortune, or simply assumed the money would last forever. So, how do you avoid being part of that 70%? How do you ensure that this life-changing amount of money doesn't end up changing your life for the worse? It all starts with one important thing: learning to manage your money before you start spending or investing. I'm going to show you 7 essential steps to ensure that this fortune truly changes your life for the better and lasts for many years. Step 1. Invest in your financial education. The first and most important investment you can make right now isn't in stocks or real estate. It's in your financial education. Many people neglect this because, let's face it, personal finance can seem complicated, boring, or both. But here's the thing. If you don't understand how money works, how can you expect to manage it? It's like trying to drive a car without knowing the rules of the road. Sure, you might go a little way, but eventually you're going to crash. So what does financial education look like? Well, it's about learning the basics, things like budgeting, taxes, debt management, and how to build wealth over the long term. It's not just about learning how to invest, though that's an important part of the process. It's about understanding how money flows in and out of your life, how to keep more of it, and how to make informed, smart decisions with it. The good news is that there's a wealth of free and affordable resources that can help you get started. You don't need to hire an expensive financial advisor right now. There are plenty of books, online courses, podcasts, and YouTube channels dedicated to helping you understand how money works. Start slow, absorb the knowledge, and build your understanding from the ground up. Step 2. Avoid risky investments. Once you start learning about how money works, it's time to think about playing it safe. I know it's tempting to want to double or triple your money right away. After all, when you have a large sum of money, you might feel invincible, like you can take big risks and still come out on top. But here's the truth. Avoid risky investments. Unless you're an experienced investor with years of practice, you're not in a position to make high-stakes bets with your money. One of the biggest mistakes people make when they come into a lot of money is thinking they can outsmart the market or get into some get-rich-quick scheme. But the reality is that these schemes usually end up costing you more than you imagined. So what should you do instead? Focus on safer, more proven investments. Things like index funds, bonds, or real estate that have a track record of steady growth over time. These investments may not be flashy and won't make you a millionaire overnight, but they're reliable. And when it comes to managing a large sum of money, reliability is key. Slow and steady really does win the race when it comes to investing. That being said, investing is an important part of building long-term wealth, and you don't want to avoid it completely. The key is not to rush. It's okay to let your money sit in a high-yield savings account for a while until you feel confident about where you want to put it. This gives you time to think things through, research your options, and make decisions based on logic rather than emotion. And trust me, making decisions based on logic rather than emotion is one of the most important things you can do when it comes to money. Step 3. Pay off your debts. Now, let's talk about debt. Paying off your debts is one of the smartest things you can do with your new fortune, even before you think about investing or making big purchases. I know, paying off debt may not be the most exciting way to use your newly acquired wealth, but it's one of the best. Think of debt like a weight around your neck. No matter how much money you have, that debt is going to keep dragging you down, especially if it's high-interest debt like credit cards or personal loans. And here's the point: every dollar you pay in interest is a dollar that could be working for you in an investment or even just sitting in your savings. By paying off your debts, you're essentially guaranteeing a return on your money. You'll no longer be losing money to interest payments, which frees up more of your wealth to be used on things that matter. Once your debts are paid off, you'll have the freedom to make smarter financial decisions without that weight hanging over your head. Step 4. Invest in your health, but managing money isn't just about numbers. It's also about managing yourself, your health, your mental state, and your habits. This is something that many people overlook, but it's incredibly important. Invest in your health. What's the point of having lots of money if you're not around to enjoy it? That's why I always say one of the most important investments you can make is in your health. Now, when I say invest in your health, I don't mean you need to spend a fortune. What I'm talking about is making sure you are physically and mentally well so you can enjoy your wealth. This could mean joining a gym or hiring a personal trainer. It could mean investing in healthier eating habits or even improving your home to create an environment that promotes well-being. And don't forget about your mental health. Stress, anxiety, and burnout are things that can come with a sudden influx of money. So finding ways to manage that, whether through yoga, meditation, or just taking more time for yourself, is crucial. Step 5. Wait before making big purchases. Here's another tip that might surprise you. Wait before making big purchases. I know this goes against your first instinct. You've got all this money, and it's natural to want to reward yourself, maybe with a new house, a luxury car, or an extravagant trip. And while there's nothing wrong with treating yourself, it's important not to let excitement cloud your judgment. Think of your money as a tree. If you cut it down too soon, it won't bear fruit. But if you let it grow, it can provide you with shade and sustenance for many years. By waiting before making big purchases, you give yourself time to adjust to your new financial situation and make decisions based on logic, not emotion. This can prevent you from making impulsive purchases you might regret later. And when you finally do decide to make those big purchases, you'll be doing it with confidence and security. Step 6. Don't quit your job immediately. One of the most common mistakes people make when they receive a lot of money is quitting their job immediately. It sounds like a dream, doesn't it? No more 9 to 5, no more office politics, just total financial freedom. But don't quit your job right away. Your job provides structure, purpose, and a steady income that can help you make a smoother transition to your new financial reality. Plus, many people find that they miss the social interaction and sense of accomplishment that work brings. Having a purpose beyond money is important for your mental and emotional well-being. So, while you may eventually decide to leave your job, don't rush into it. Take your time to figure out what you want your life to look like now that money is no longer a limiting factor. Maybe you decide to work part-time or switch to a career you're more passionate about. Whatever your choice, don't make the mistake of thinking money alone will bring you fulfillment. Step 7. Protect your kids from too much money too soon. If you have children, one of the best things you can do is protect them from the pitfalls of sudden wealth. It's easy to want to give your kids everything when you have the means to do so, but giving too much too soon can be harmful. One way to protect your kids is by creating structures like trusts or educational accounts that ensure your wealth is preserved and used wisely over time. But it's not just about creating financial structures. It's also about teaching your kids the value of money. Help them understand how to manage money, how to save, how to invest. Financial literacy is one of the most important skills you can pass on to your children, and it will help them make responsible decisions about their own wealth in the future. If you found this video helpful, remember to leave a like and share it with someone who could benefit from these tips. And of course, subscribe to the channel. Now, tell me, what's the first thing you would do if you suddenly came into a large sum of money? Leave your